It's Monday, and that means we got to take another look at the waiver wire. We did last night, but it was a fast overview. Today, we're going to look at the trending players, the players that are getting the most buzz. Tomorrow, we're going to go super deep on running backs and wide receivers. Wednesday, we're going to go super deep on everybody. Thursday, we're going to cover the whole league off the waiver wire. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at the waiver wire every day. There's some players on today's waiver wire that everybody's trying to get that you could have got last week that we called out for $1 or free. Now you got to pay 10, 15, 20% of your fab to get them, or you could have got them a few days ago after we called them out. We're going to be doing that again all week long, calling out those players. You pick them up for free, you watch them a bit, you drop them. We're going to help you set your lineups. Must-start series. That video dropped today for today's games. We'll have it out for Thursday's game, and then all the Sunday games. Those videos drop on Saturdays to get you ready for your lineup decisions. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. This is a free resource, and I'm digging up all the advanced analytics to help you guys out. First player we're looking at, Daniel Jones. We got Tennessee on the road coming up. I don't think that's a very encouraging start considering they make games very gritty. Then you got the Rams, Raiders, Cardinals, and he's got everybody at his disposal. Matchups may not matter, so throw away that Tennessee thing that I just said. He was all right against the Broncos. He's 4 deep at wide receiver, and he's got Jonathan Taylor and then Tyler Warren on top of that. He's got enough weapons. Alec Pierce led these wide receivers and routes ran. I just want to call that out because I was staring at that number today. Daniel Jones has everything at his disposal here. All he has to do is stay upright, facilitate the football, make 1 or 2 plays a game. He's in the best spot to be at for a quarterback right now. He's got a stud running back. They're 4 deep at wide receiver. They got veteran wide receivers. They got young wide receivers with upside. They got a stud, talented young tight end who's good at everything. They got Jonathan Taylor, and then after Jonathan Taylor, if he goes down, they got stud prospects. He's in a great situation for a quarterback. He's taking advantage of that. That's one thing we said this offseason. He's got a lot of good matchups coming up. He's got a lot of good pieces around him to help him succeed. Michael Penix didn't hit last night. Hit against Tampa Bay. Carolina's coming up. Half their offensive line's on the mend. You got Washington. Bye. You got Buffalo, San Fran on the road. He's going to be an interesting start off and on throughout the season. But you got weapons. You got London. You got Pitts. You got Bijan. You got Darnell Mooney. You got everything around him to make him a star in the league. We're going to see if that can turn into consistency here soon. But Michael Penix is a guy to look at. Mac Jones! You at least got the Cardinals coming up. You at least got that. 39 pass attempts. He'll whip it out there, and you'll see Mac Jones looking at Jennings, looking at Pearsall. Christian McCaffrey, the perfect security blanket, and he's got a good history in the league of facilitating the rock. Not being an all-star, but facilitating the rock. Mac Jones got a good matchup coming up. Jake Browning. He sucks so bad that it makes him okay for fantasy football. Does not have a good matchup here in week 3 or week 4. But then you got Detroit. Then you got another one that's rough. But again, he's so bad that it flips the game script to where they're just in garbage time. And he can flip the rock around. And it helps him out. Like those picks help him for fantasy. He is better for fantasy than he is real football. You look at the game scripts. And other times he had to take over for Burrow. Like, he comes out, it's rocky, and then throughout the game, he kind of catches his bearings, like he just got hit on the head, and he gets back to the center line. He gets you your stats, and you're good to go. I don't even know if the matchups are going to matter. That even might put him in a game script where he has to funnel the rock more to Chase, funnel it more to T. Higgins. I'm not worried about Chase. T. Higgins, I'm looking at the matchups. And I'm going to be very strategic. It really depends on my start-sit decisions. Elic Ayomanor. We told you last week. We told you. Now you got to have a bidding war with him. We told you. He was leading in routes. He had a good ADOT. He got 7 targets. And he did not score many fantasy points. You don't chase the points, you chase the workload. He had an 80% snap share in week 1 against a rough defense. You don't chase the fantasy points, you chase the workload. Sometimes, and it's rare, that you get stellar workload and you don't hit, a la Quinshon Butte last year, but he's hitting right now, and he had a week last year that he hit. Elic Ayomanor, he just hit. He's going to hit some more games. He's up there in routes ran. He was like 3rd or 4th on the team this week. He's up there with targets. He got 6. He ran less routes this week and still got almost the same amount of targets. He got a touchdown. He's getting targets downfield still. This is a wide receiver that's going to get more involved in the offense. Cam Ward likes him. He jumped the depth chart in training camp and preseason. Now you got to pay up for him. Troy Franklin. We talked about him too. I wish I did a You Need video. One's coming out soon. 6 targets in week 1, 9 targets in week 2. It's becoming a trend, leading the team in routes. You got the Chargers, you got the Bengals, then you got Philly and the Jets. Those could be slower game scripts, but it might not matter for him because he's going to be out there leading the team in routes ran, potentially with Sutton there, and getting opportunity. He's got a good rapport with Bo Nix, a legendary one that spans all the way back to Oregon. And now you're looking at Troy Franklin, who got targeted on 22% of his routes ran last year, who's getting targeted a lot this year. And Bo Nix is going to look his way. 24 fantasy points, got a touchdown. Even if he doesn't hit in these next couple games, I think I still want him because he's running a lot of routes on a team that's going to be in some weird game scripts coming up because they're starting to get some weird game scripts. They had a tight one against Titans. They had one with the Colts that was rough. Now you got the Chargers coming up. You got the Bengals. You got Philly on the road. You got the Jets. Troy Franklin, he's a guy that you're probably going to have to go after this week. Wan'Dale Robinson. We talked about him last week too. 8 targets, 6 balls caught, 55 yards. The one thing I don't like about him, usually, not yesterday, he usually does not get many air yards. He's just a short target merchant. Not yesterday against the Cowboys. When he was at Kentucky, he was getting deep balls downfield. Russell Wilson will allow him to get downfield and push that target to him. 142 yards, 8 balls caught, killed it. We got KC coming up, but still, against those tough defenses, teams got to get creative. You got Chargers, you got Saints, Philly on the road against the Broncos. We got a rough schedule here for the G-men, but still, Wan'Dale Robinson just stacking up targets. 18 already on the season. Romeo Doubs. Reed's hurt. Nobody's really stepping up. 9 targets in his last 2 games. The offense hasn't been able to push it yet because nobody can keep up with that defense. When they do, you're going to see Doubs get a lot of opportunity. He's out there on almost 75% of the snaps. If you're looking for a veteran wide receiver who's always a trendy play off the waiver wire, last year, every single week, it's Doubs this, Doubs that. He was always like 5th in the wide receiver waiver wire rankings every single week. Didn't matter who was up, who was down. Like 5th range every single week. Never the number 1 guy, always around 5th. But you got Cleveland coming up. You got Dallas on the road. Dallas on the road. Micah Parsons' revenge game and Romeo Doubs. Woo! Right before the bye week. And you got the Bengals after that. Sign me up. Tyquan Thornton. Deep ball dandy. Air yards machine. We said that was going to happen. We talked about it last week. That's why you need to hit subscribe right now. And then tomorrow, when we go deep on wide receivers, you're going to have an idea what's coming up. Because we're going to look at the air yards. We're going to look at the targets. We're going to look at the routes ran. Because you can't get a target unless you're running a route. You just can't. So you got to look at that. That counts as part of the workload. Route participation rate. How many routes are you running per drop back? Like, what's that percentage? What's that rate? 5 targets in this game. 2 balls caught. 59 yards and a touchdown. He's an air yards machine. He's going to be a splash play guy. Like I said about T. Higgins, George Pickens, Keon Coleman, he's either going to get you 25 or 5. Nothing in between, really. You never know what you're going to get. Sure, he got you like 13.9, but I'm saying, hey, he's going to get you those splash plays, those big plays, or he's going to get you nothing. Bhayshul Tuten, now's the time. Now's the time. You better lock and load it in. Now, your whole league sat there and looked at him, but you should have picked him up last week. There was probably a bidding war in your league, but a lot of leagues there weren't. You need to get him now. You need to get serious. This is a primo lottery ticket running back that if this was Angels in the outfield, somebody's behind him doing this right now, waiting for the come up. Speed to burn, electric. I don't know how many you need videos I got to do on him, how many camp videos I got to do on him. Bhayshul Tuten is solid. If ETN goes down, he's next guy up. Skattebo. If you're looking at the touches for the Giants, Tyrone Tracy got reduced. He's got a rough matchup coming up here against the Chiefs. You might be able to catch him next week, but I'd rather get my players early. He got you 13.9. People are looking at him off the waiver wire, but he's not mentioned in a lot of articles. Like you're looking at Fantasy Life right there. He's not on that article. He's not on that. They're sleeping on him. Skattebo is a running back to pay attention to. You're probably not going to have to put too much fab on him if guys like Tuten's still out there. You're looking at that. You're looking at what he did at Arizona State. He was a beast. He's got a lot of name cachet to him. So if he starts getting more touchdowns, more opportunity, you could flip him for something pretty. You could definitely do that. I know this from Dynasty. You could flip him from something pretty. That's for sure. Rhamondre Stevenson, you ain't going to flip him for anything, but he's getting work. He's going to be the thorn in your side if you have Trevion Henderson. Don't get worried on Trevion Henderson. He's a rookie, and rookies need time to ramp up. But Steve-O here is dependable. At one time, he was third among running backs and targets. He can catch those checkdowns. He's got good vision. He's got good size. He was in the doghouse a little bit last year, but he also had some RB1 moments. 21 fantasy points. I would not be surprised if he has a few more RB1 moments. He's going to be hard to start, but he's also a guy that's always going to be a thorn in your side because he's going to pop up with games like this here and there throughout the season. Quinshon Judkins, what are you doing? Why is he on the waiver wire? Why is he on the waiver wire? We did countless videos. I believe from Friday and Saturday, I did 3 or 4 videos on Quinshon Judkins covering his tape from practice. I did a you need video. That's at least 3. 2 from practice, 1 you need. And I did 3 or 4 you need videos on him. And I'm probably going to do another one this week because he's in the waiver wire articles right now. Why is he not picked up? He should have been stashed. Don't wait. Just don't wait and see what happens and have to fight with your fab. Pick him up for free and see what happens. Keep a roster spot open. Turn and burn it. What happens if he sucked? You just turn and burn it to somebody else. That's what you do. You try and get him early. Now you pop him up your depth chart. You pop somebody down, or you try to get somebody else that you want to speculate on. You do it again. You keep adding value to your team throughout the year. Harold Fannin. Now you're looking at him, and you're like, man, I hate 9.8 fantasy points. He's the tight end 7 right now. He's the tight end 7. Right there it says number 7 tight end. Tight end 7. You're looking at that, and you're like, what? 5 balls caught, 48 yards. If he would have scored, he would have been like a top 3 tight end. It's a rough week for tight ends. The tight end position is very fluky. He ran a lot of routes. He's up there with Njoku. Flacco targets the tight end. After they start going to Gabriel, they start going to Shedeur, they go to Watson. Those are going to be some different stories. Things are going to look a lot different. And the Browns are going to look a lot different between now and the end of the week because they're the Browns. But right now, Harold Fannin's getting a lot of work. Juwan Johnson, he better have been picked up. It was tight end Armageddon last week. Both these tight ends should have been picked up, but I'm seeing them called out in a lot of waiver wire articles. So why are these guys still trending? Why are you guys sleeping at the wheel here? 11 targets week 1, 9 targets week 2. What more do you need to see? What more do you need to see out of this guy? You need to see him get a 20-target game and catch 50 balls in a game? Spencer Rattler just slings it downfield with his eyes closed. That's what he does. He does not care. And Juwan Johnson is one of his guys. Seattle coming up, Buffalo coming up, Giants coming up. Tight end position is fluky, but we're seeing the volume. This is starting to become a major trend. You have 20 targets in 2 games. Chig Okonkwo. Now the volume with the Titans is going to be fluky. He's not being mentioned in any or many waiver wire articles, at least the top ones on top of the Google search. But the thing about this, he runs a lot of routes, second on the team in routes ran behind Ridley, more routes than Elic Ayomanor, and then on top of that, 6 targets in this game. Sure, 7.5 fantasy points, but he's like 2 points away from being the tight end 7. That's why I said the tight end position is very fluky. This is one of those weeks. You see it right there, number 22, tight end. He is the tight end 22 right now. He's a few points away from being the tight end 7 right now for this week. That is something to pay attention to. And he has 4 balls caught, 35 yards, and he's getting a lot of work. The other 2 tight ends should be rostered, so if you're looking for a tight end that's running a lot of routes, there you go. Chig, Okonkwo, we called him out last week. You're at least getting tight end 22 results, but you got potential for more as Ward starts to settle. Those are the players we're looking at off the waiver wire right now. We're going to look at the waiver wire more tomorrow, going deep. Running backs, wide receivers for deep leaguers, shallow leagues, trending players, guys that are hiding, that are trending on the spreadsheets. It's all going to be right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.